Hey all, Bill Bachman here. This is a video for kind of my drumworkout.com subscribers. I'll probably put it out a little bit to some other folks as well. But this one is all about breaking down paradigms in percussive pedagogy. So this will be part 1 on matched grip. Part 2 will be on fulcrums. So this video may ruffle some feathers as German grip is very, very commonly taught still to this day. And the number one problem I see with students of all levels and percussive disciplines is German grip. So for the full details on that, check out my 3 matched grips. It's in the lesson part of the drum workout site. So check that out for a little bit more definition. But the short of it is, German grip is flat hands, thumb on the side of the stick. So here I am, this is standard German grip. It's common as dirt, people are taught like this all the time. I think people just hand it down without really questioning. Even guys who teach it and then you watch them play and they're playing American and French and all areas in between. So, German grip, flat hand, thumb on the side of the stick. Now as you come in and roll in, at some point the thumbs can reach and access the top side of the stick. So at that point I'd say you've crossed into American grip as far as the range from German, American, French. All right, so this is flat-ish hand, thumb on side of the stick, German grip. All right, so what don't I like about this? Let me count the ways, All right, so the first one is there's less range of motion. We're gonna start real simple here. So if here's my setup, I have an angle between the arm and the stick, all right? So as I move around a drum set, multi-percussion setup, you name it, I have a loss of range of motion. So the bead does not travel as far as I pivot from that elbow. That's strike 1. Now, strike 2, as I move around, I can push laterally that way, but I got nothing that way, right? So there's a big strike 2 for movement on German grip. Strike 3 on German grip is just the fact that there's this angle here that's an immediate loss of leverage for anything that requires downward pressure. So if we play downstrokes, or the roll requires downward pressure, I have a total loss of leverage. If I wanted to push this pad down through the floor, I would not do so with that angle. I would definitely go at the straight line, all right? So that's strike 3 on German grip. Now, strike 4, now we're starting to get a little more serious, is the fingers have a very limited range of motion. If you look at that, they can't go very far, and it's kind of a compression motion as they pull into the hand. So it's the worst place to be for finger control, hands down. All right, now the 5th one, and this is the biggest one, this is as big as all the other ones combined, is that the thumb cannot access the top side of the stick. So when you want downward pressure, it's infinitely easier to use that thumb to push the stick down. Otherwise, we're holding on the side and we're squeezing laterally as we push down. So one thing I'll have students do sometimes is I'll say, put your fists together like this and hold them as hard as you can. And then I can just come up and go, bam, and they come right apart. Just try it again, everything you got. And then boom, I knock them apart. So if your force is going up and down and I act upon it laterally, you don't really have much. So in German grip, if your force is acting laterally or side to side and you push down, you have to squeeze a lot more in order to maintain that fulcrum, right? So that's one of the huge areas where you get a definite sad face on German grip. So if it's harder to do, downward pressure here in German, if it's harder, then there's more of me and less nature, and therefore it can't possibly sound as good or as natural. So once you de-Germanify and you head to American grip, suddenly, I can use that thumb on the top side of the stick. So downward pressure can come from that, not just that, all right? Or holding on either side and just resisting that as you push down. Not good. All right, so you end up being able to, and this is a huge thing, in American grip, you can access the French grip attribute. So as you play French, the stick is pivoting under the thumb. I go American, I can still do that. Oops. Yeah, push leg. So if I go German, I have to squeeze on either side of the stick. I got it done, but it was harder. And if it's harder, it can't sound as good. So never mind, you're going to hit walls as far as speed and flow and consistency, just because there's an increased amount of you involved in the process. All right? So German grip, downward force is way harder. Finger control is the worst place to be for finger control. So also watch another video called Not Quite Matched Grip, where I talk about the German grip elements stuck in the left hand that the right hand doesn't have because it knows how to play French. Right? That all ties into that German grip deficiency, using modern drums where we use more finger control and such. Which brings me to the why on earth does German grip exist then? Well, German grip is actually fantastic if you're playing a drum on a sling that's right next to your body. So more of an American grip, sort of straight line where the thumb is at a 45 and the hand's at a 45. So you can use the thumb on the top side of the stick when you want downward pressure or more finger control, or let it do nothing and hang out on the side of the stick when you don't need it, right? So that on a drum, it's like, oh no, this, it's so close to me. It's like, oh, now I can access it, right? And that's also why that rotation comes into play, that German grip has at least some amount of rotation with that. So if you're playing a drum on a sling next to your body, this makes sense, as does this traditional grip, because everything's slanted, right? So this isn't even applicable when the stick is way too steep, and it's not going to work very well. So people teach what has been taught, or they put, old guys on pedestals that, what they taught was for playing on a drum on a sling right next to you, probably with rope tension in the calfskin head, where fingers weren't even hardly applicable, so not a big deal. But now that we have snare drum stands, we have carriers that put the drum out where it's more convenient, suddenly we can play American grip. So go through your drumming travels and just watch some really, really skilled, very able players, and you're going to see a ton of American grip. You're going to see virtually no German grip, right? Even if they teach it, you watch them play, it's American, French, and areas in between. So, oh, one other thought. With the modern, if you're in some sort of the marching percussion thing, the snare drum's here, and the reason we have this is because I really want American grip. If I'm here, my hand has to go flatter. Oh, everything should just be so relaxed. Just let the arms hang at your sides. Yeah, that's nice, but now I got to work way harder in this German grip position with that angle. Okay, not good. So if I go, now I can rotate the hand, so you're going to see American grip, and I can use that thumb, right? German grip equals no thumb access equals sad face on many, many, many levels. All right, so that's it. My personal thought is we could tie a millstone around German grip's neck and throw it into the sea, unless you're playing a drum on a sling that's right next to you. Controversial, I know, but I'm putting it out there, and every single student that I've had come to me, and we've Americanized, especially the left hand, there's a bell curve of improvement, because now I can use my thumb. I have twice the access to the fingers, so you're like, I'm free, thank you, I can finally do my job. So my advice to you is to de-German gripify, and as you go through the Extreme Hands makeover and everything on drumworkout.com, focus on American grip unless we say French, and by all means go nuts on French on everything that's free stroke oriented. Steps 1 through 10, I believe, in the Extreme Hands makeover. So there you go. Americanize your hands such that you can use French grip attributes and you're not stuck in Germany, unless of course you're doing some reenactment and playing ancient solos on a ropeskin drum on a sling, which is actually really cool. I love that too. All right, sweet, that's it. And paradigm potentially broken down. That's my take. Do what you like, love it, leave it. So that's it. Get back to the makeover and de-Germanify and Americanize both hands. Done. There you go.